My name is Mansi Singh. I'm from GNA University, Assistant Professor of SEMC Department. In today's session, we will discuss the economic, social and legal aspects of advertising. Advertising has economic, social, legal and ethical aspects that business need to consider when creating and delivering advertising messages. Here's a detailed explanation of each aspect as follows. First one is economic aspect. Advertising plays a critical role in the economy by stimulating the demand for goods and services, which in turn drive business growth and job creation. Advertising helps businesses compete in the marketplace by differentiating their products and services from those of their competitors. However, advertising can be costly and business need to be carefully evaluate the return on investment for their advertising dollars. For example, a business might create an advertising campaign to promote a new product or service with the aim of increasing sales and revenue. But for instance, a retail store might use advertising to promote a sale or discount with the hope attracting more customers and generating more revenue. Another aspect is social aspect. Advertising can have a significant impact on society by shaping people's perceptions and attitudes towards products and brands. Advertising can reinforce social norms and values, but it can also perpetuate stereotypes or promote healthy behaviors. Business have a responsibility to ensure that their advertising messages are socially responsible and do not harm individuals or communities. An advertisement might perpetuate a harmful stereotype, such as one that reinforces gender roles or promotes unhealthy body image. For example, an advertisement for a weight loss product that features an overly thin model contribute to the societal pressure to conform to the unrealistic beauty standards. In another aspect is legal aspect. Advertising is a subject to a range of laws and regulations, including those that related to false or misleading claims, privacy and intellectual property. Business need to ensure that their advertising messages comply with these laws and regulations or risk facing legal consequences. A business might face legal consequence if their advertising message found to be spreading misleading messages. For example, a dietary supplement company that make unsubstantiated claims about health benefits of their product might be subject to legal action from consumers or regulatory bodies. India has a laws that protect consumers from false or misleading advertising. In one of them, the Consumer Protection Act 2019, it provides establishment of consumer courts and disputes related to unfair trade practices or misleading advertisements. The last aspect is ethical aspect. An advertisement might exploit a vulnerable group such as children or elderly. For example, an advertisement for sugary cereal aimed at children might use tactics such as bright colors and cartoon characters to appeal to their emotions and bypass their critical thinking skills. The ASCI Code of Advertising also include provisions that include ethical considerations such as prohibition of advertisements that exploit the superstitions of consumers or advertisements that are likely to cause grave or widespread offense. Additionally, the Advertising Code of Ethics developed by Indian Broadcasting Foundation prohibits advertisements that are likely to cause harm or distress to children. Now we come to advertising codes. Some voluntary professional and business organizations such as ASCI, Advertising Standard Council of India, have made quite desirable impact on ensuring healthy advertising practices. The basic objectives of these codes is to ensure truthfulness and honesty of advertising claims. The advertising copy is not offensive to human decency. The advertisement copy safeguards society against sale and promotion of hazardous goods. It also ensures fair competitive business practices and also safeguard and protect the interest of consumers at large. Now we talk about the Advertising Standard Council of India. The Advertising Council of India, as a short form ASCI, is a voluntary organization with an objective to self-regulate the advertising business and industry in India, with its headquarters in Mumbai. The ASCI was established in 1995, and it ensures that advertisements should not be misleading, offensive, or hazardous, and comply with a set of ethical guidelines to protect consumers' interest. Some of the most important objectives of the ASCI are to enhance public confidence in advertisements and to regulate the advertising business and industry so that the reputation and status of ASCI is not devalued or endangered. Now we come to structure of Advertisement Standard Council of India. It consists of Board of Governors, which includes 16 members drawn from prominent business, media agencies and advertisers. Next is the Consumer Complaint Council (CCC), a body that investigates complaints and decides whether advertisements adhere to the Advertisement Standard Council of India code or not. Then we have a secretariat headed by the Secretary General, which oversees the day-to-day operations of the organization. While the ASCI is not a government body, its role has been widely acknowledged, and in 2006, the Ministry of Information and Broadcasting issued a mandate requiring all TV advertisements in India to follow ASCI codes. The ASCI self-regulatory code is designed to maintain public interest in advertising and while ensuring that consumer interests are safeguarded. Now we talk about the advertising models. What are advertising models? Advertising models are revenue strategies where business, typically online platforms, offer free content to attract users and then generate income by displaying ads to them. These models rely on selling ad space to advertisers who want to reach specific target audience. The first model of advertising is ADA model. The ADA model, tracing the customer journey through awareness, interest, desire and action, is perhaps best known marketing model amongst the all classic marketing models. Many marketers find ADA useful since we apply this model daily, whether consciously or subconsciously, when we are planning our marketing communication strategies. So here the ADA model, it signifies awareness, I is interest, D is desire and A for action. The ADA model identifies cognitive stages an individual goes through during the buying and process of a product or service. It's a purchasing funnel where buyers go to and fro each stage to support them in making the final purchase. It's no longer a relationship purely between the buyer or the company, since social media has extended it to achieving the different goals of ADA via information added by other customers via social networks and communities. What does ADA stand for? Now we in detail discuss about it. Awareness stands for creating brand awareness or affiliation with your product or service. With interest, we mean by generating interest in the benefits of your product or service and sufficient interest to encourage the buyer to start the research further. The third one is desire for your product or service through an emotional connection, showing your brand personality, move the consumer from liking it to wanting it. Fourth is action. Move the buyer to interact with your company and taking the next step, that is downloading the brochure, making the phone call, and the ultimate goal is to drive the receiver of the marketing campaign to initiate action and purchase the product or service. Therefore, the ADA model says that awareness leads to interest, which lead to desire, and finally action. Now we come to our second model, that is Dagmar model. In this dynamic world of advertising, measuring the effectiveness of campaigns is crucial for long-term success. A key challenge for advertisers is how to set clear goals and determine if goals are being achieved. This is where the Dagmar model comes in. It was developed by Russell Coley in 1961. The Dagmar model offered a structured approach for setting advertising objectives and measuring their impact. So what is Dagmar model? The Dagmar model stands for defining advertising goals for measured advertising results. It is an advertising approach that focuses on setting clear, measurable objectives and tracking the progress of these objectives through each stage of the campaign. Russell Coley created the model with the aim of shifting advertising strategies from vague, broad objectives to more precise, outcome-oriented goals that could be quantitatively accessed. This model emphasized that advertising should not just aim at generating sales, but should guide the audience through a process of awareness, understanding, conviction, and action. At its core, the Dagmar model involves identifying specific objectives at each stage of the consumer decision-making process while buying the product. It then outlines a framework for assessing whether these objectives are met or not. In essence, the Dagmar model provides advertisers with a roadmap that helps them design and execute campaigns with measurable outcomes. The 4 key stages of Dagmar model as follows. One of the significant aspects of Dagmar model is to focus on 4 critical stages that consumer goes through while interacting with an advertisement. The 4 key stages are awareness, comprehension, conviction, and action. Awareness. The first stage of Dagmar model is awareness. It's all about capturing the audience attention. Before any persuasion can take place, the target audience must first become aware of the product or service being advertised. This stage often involves tactics such as broad media exposure, catchy visuals, and memorable slogans that introduce the brand to the audience. At this point, the goal is not to make the audience purchase the product, but to get them familiar with its existence. For example, a new car model might be advertised through TV commercials, billboards, or social media posts to increase its visibility. The more the target audience is exposed to the brand, the more likely they are to develop an initial awareness that could eventually lead to further interest. The second stage is comprehension. Once the audience is aware of the product, the next step is comprehension. This stage is about providing information that helps the audience understand the benefits, features, and value of the product. Advertisers need to move beyond simply introducing the brand and focus on educating their target audience about what sets the product apart from their competitors. At this point, clarity is a key. The audience should be able to clearly understand the product's unique selling points and how it can fulfill their needs. For example, if an online grocery delivery service is being advertised, the comprehension stage would focus on explaining how the service works, the range of products available, and the convenience of home delivery. The third stage is conviction. Conviction is the emotional step where advertisers aim to build belief in the product. In this stage, the goal is to convince the audience that the product is worth considering and it aligns with their values or needs. Conviction goes beyond intellectual comprehension and begins to establish a positive attitude toward the product or brand. Advertisers often use emotional appeals, testimonials, or expert endorsements during this phase to build trust and persuade the audience that the product is a reliable and desirable option. For example, a skincare brand might use customer reviews or dermatologist recommendations to convince the audience that the product will improve their skin health. The last stage of the Dagmar model is action. It is the final stage in Dagmar model. This is the ultimate goal of any advertising campaign, to inspire the audience to take concrete action such as making a purchase, signing up for a service, or engaging with the brand in another way. At this stage, advertisers use clear calls to action, incentives, or limited time offers to drive immediate response from the audience. In digital advertising, this could include actions such as clicking on an ad to visit a product page or filling out a contact form. In traditional advertising, this might involve encouraging consumers to visit a store or make a purchase through a specific phone number or website. Regardless of the medium, the goal is the same: to prompt the consumer to act. In today's session, we learned about ethical aspects in terms of social, legal, and economic aspects, and we have studied various models of advertising that help advertising industry and consumers to be informed and make an important purchase. Thank you.